This is Scorecard. Today on the program, we are in a highbrow area of Lagos, a place that is synonymous with panache, with all of this, with class, and where the elites of the society are commonly found. And one of the local council development areas that was extracted out of Ikeja local government. And we are here to see what is going on, what the chairman has done in the last 2 years of assumption of office. I am Umi Ayeni, and we're going to take this time out. That's our first break. And when we come back, my guest is going to be seated with me, where we shall be trashing out his activities in the last 2 years. Just stick around, we'll be back in just a jiffy. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Scorecard, and if you recall, I said a while ago that today we are in a highbrow area of Lagos, and one of the local council development areas that was extracted out of Ikeja local government. This place is synonymous with all the stazziness, all the panache that you can think of in this world, because the people that are resident here, they are highly exposed, and the more reason why we have to delve into their world to see what is going on here, what the chairman has done in the last 2 years of assumption of office. And my guest is seated here with me. He's looking good, he's looking cool, and I'm going to ask him anyway, what is the secret behind he's a very, very cool man, and we just have to talk about that. This is Umi Ayeni, and right now we have to get cracking. My guest is here, and today I'm talking about the chairman of Onigbongbo Local Council Development Area, and that's talking about Honorable Babatunde. Okay, so nice having you on the program today.
Thank you, you're welcome.
Yeah, very well. I must say, despite the humongous challenge you have in your hands, what's the secret? You still look so nice, so well composed.
We planned for you.
Okay.
I am not an emergency chairman. I planned for it, so all the works there, all the goings on there are part of, more importantly, I'm not a first timer, I'm a second timer. So I've experienced it before. There's nothing new, nothing special. It's the work of God.
Yeah, and that's experience speaking for you.
Thank you very much.
Now, today we shall be talking about 4 key areas of development, and they are the infrastructure, the education, the environment, and the health and the human and healthcare development of this community. So we'll take them one after the other. We'll first of all talk about the infrastructural development of this community since you came into office. What was the situation like, and what is the situation now?
Thank you very much. Presently, when I came in, we were on a rented apartment. Luckily for us, this structure that we are in now was built by this regime, by me. It was commissioned on the 24th of December
Wow.
by the executive governor of Lagos State. Also, we now have a customary court,
Okay.
very close here. That is part of what we've done within this short period. Then 2 schools too.
Okay.
One of them get bonds. Luckily, we've been able to repair the school back to its former nature, and with a little bit of additional, as Yoruba will say, so additional input, the little that we can do. The school is at Wasimi Primary School. It's there for people to see. Then also, within this short period, we've been able to still maintain and repair 2 of our PAC.
Okay.
One is running at 24 hours, is at Oreg. The other one is at Maryland. Even that of Maryland, with the support of the state government too, we were able to raise that one. Very soon, that of Maryland too, in Onigbongbo town, will be going on 24 hours too for our people. That is part of it. But when you talk of structure,
Yeah.
we are able to do a little bit of structural development there. Those are the
Let's
little
look at the
we've been able to
roads.
do. When we talk of road, how many roads will I mention? Let me just mention the one that are still ongoing. The one that's Salvation here.
Okay.
If you know the whole of Salvation, it's long, and it burst out again at the Oregun Okwebi link. Is ongoing. We are still there because the little at our disposal. What we normally do is every month, the little that we can share, we share it with all the roads, at least 3 roads within the local government. And we make sure that the 3 roads cut across 3 wards. We won't do 2 roads in a ward at the same time. We make sure that I cut across all of that. All the 6 wards can benefit from the little one that is coming to Onigbongbo local government. We also do little with the schools too. As I've mentioned one school for you. Then at Okwebi here, we've been able to, because of the field that we have at the center of the school. And when we are playing football, you know our boys, we have roof problem there. We've been able to repair about 2 remaining one, and the last one, by the grace of God, before the end of March, this quarter, we touched the last roof there. Roof have seen their problem. They have enough classroom, but maintaining the classroom will not cost us much, so we are maintaining the classroom. Then at Onigbongbo 2, we have one primary school there, very close to the main road. At the back of that Onigbongbo bus stop. Even by immediately after the budget is signed, we want to construct one small hall there for the students and for our people too. The cost will not be much. It's going to be a small hall for them to do any activities within that small village of Onigbongbo village. We call it village, but now it's not my village, it's a town, and it's big enough to have such a facility. By the grace of God, we'll be able to finish that before this quarter, before the quarter runs out. Because when you talk of environment, you know, during the rain, we could not do anything.
No, before we go into that, I would like to still bring you back to the educational sector. If there are programs you have done to encourage the primary school pupils to want to go to school, like we've seen in some cases, some local government chairmen will say, okay, every term we make school bags for them, we give them writing materials, we do this just to encourage the pupils. And then we talk about the environment generally within the school premises. What are those things that you've done?
You know, basically my policy is to make the environment conducive for teachers and for students. Before you start giving them bags, you must make sure that they have classrooms, they have enough chairs, and we will normally do once in every September, between July and September. We call it train the trainers.
Okay.
When the students are on holiday, train the teachers. As far as I'm concerned, those are priority things that must be done. Before you start giving them back, giving them exercise books, let them be let the place be conducive, let them be convenient, go to school freely, let them have enough tables, enough chairs, and don't forget the teachers too. And you know, in primary school, I have 18 primary schools now. If I need to add that of our schools at Oregon, making it 19. At welfare, you know, we have another primary school within welfare. Those are priority things that must be done. Let the place be conducive for people, including the teachers and the students. When you do that, it is then you can then look at, okay, the students that are coming, can I call them, let them have good uniforms? The teachers are satisfy now. And as they say, what without play make just a double. They are entire sport. We support the entire sports so that to bring the students, let them be alert to the environment.
Okay.
So those are the things that we are doing now.
Yes.
But immediately after we are through with that, we'll then start giving the students whatever. And we want to start by next week we'll distribute JAG form.
Okay.
We are waiting for the government to start releasing JAG form. We want to give them between 100 and 200 JAG form, which is on a yearly basis. We normally do that for them yearly.
Yeah,
Those are the little
I must say that
do.
in all the local governments have been so far, I've never seen a local government that adopt the style of train the trainers, and I think I should give that to you because the teachers need regular orientation and reorientation. Okay, now let's go into the environment. Now we start with the security of the environment, because the environment needs to be properly secured before we can talk about anything. So what are you doing to first of all make the environment safe for the people before we talk about the sanitization of the environment?
Well, as you know, we normally have our security meeting every month. In a month that we are not able to do it, we'll do it the following month. At least within a year, you have nothing less than 9 committee meetings. At least for us to be able to relate with our security personnel and tell them what is happening in your domain, so that we'll be able to, as the number one security officer, we should abreast ourselves with what goes on within that environment. That is going on a monthly basis. Then secondly, you know, we have our neighborhood watchers. Neighborhood watchers, as far as we are concerned here, are the best and the closest to the community. Where we could not go to, what we could not see, because they work 24 hours. At times, at night, they call you and tell you, so and so is going on so area. If you want to go and see, they will bring their own vehicle as a supporting vehicle to support, so that we go there and see what's happening before we report to the police, because we don't have right to take anybody to court, but we have our people on ground. They will help us get what happened, what is going on in every environment. Then if it needs the police, we bring the police in. And the area commander and the GPOs are fantastic here. There is no report that we give to them that they don't take prompt action. So that, and if you look around, you see that is why you don't have problem in Onigbongbo LCDA, because the police are giving up prompt action as regards any criminal activities, and the OPC are there to help us. So we are using the OPC, using the neighborhood watchers with the little that the police can do at any point in time. We've been able to reduce the security problem of Onigbongbo LCDA. And since I came in, we've not have any serious security problem, because we are prompt to everything. And when you now come down to the environment, the environmental activities of, although we are still open that the government will bring back the monthly environmental sanitation, but before that, immediately after what we started doing was to now clean all the drainages.
Okay.
Let's clean the drainages and let's now sit down and look at where we need to construct more. Okay. Because the primary drainage system are purely that of the local government, and we are doing that. And by the grace of God, we've been able to cover like 30-40%. But before the rain starts, I want to assure the community people, the citizens of Onigbongbo, that we'll be able to touch nothing less than 80% of our drainages within Onigbongbo territory. And the state government promised to help us very soon. Because our drainages that are beyond that of the local government, like the one on our major roads, that you need to, if you have ability to remove the culvert on top of the drainages is beyond the local government. And the state promised that they will help us. When they remove them, we'll clear them, they cover them back. And by the grace of God, we've started and will not relent. We'll continue doing it before the rain starts, so that we don't have any flooding in Onigbongbo. We will not be having it, but by the grace of God, we will not have it during this tenure, so that whoever that is coming after will continue from doing such.
All right, now that leads us to the very last point of discussion. Here we'll be talking about the human and healthcare development of this community. Here we also talk about what you are doing in the areas of poverty alleviation programs for the widows, the unemployed youths and women. If you have skill acquisition programs you've done, that will come under human development. And then for the healthcare development, we'll talk about the smooth running of the PHCs and the health screening programs or workshops that you have done.
You know, health they say is what? Presently, we have our PHC in all the 6 wards.
Okay.
That comprises Onigbongbo LCDA. And one of them is running, the one at Oregon, is running on 24-hour basis. And we have our ambulances that work in the other one that are running 24 hours. And that is the one that is running 24 hours, we have 2 ambulances there stated. One will work from morning till evening, another one will take over from evening till the following morning. Because, you know, we deliver there, we do every necessary thing. And our closeness to lawsuits helps a lot too. Because when we see anyone that is beyond the capability of the local government, we use the ambulances to take them immediately to the primary hospital, which is the lawsuit that is very close to us. That has helped a lot in the medical aspect of our people in Onigbongbo LCDA. And the other ones are running, but they normally close by 4, 5, 6 at most. Only one of them is running 24 hours. And by the grace of God, as I've said, before the end of this quarter, another one in Onigbongbo, we are picking where we have majority of our people. You know, Onigbongbo is a populated area, and that of Oregutu. So we want to now go back to Onigbongbo village, so that we have our PHC2, they are running 24 hours. If that, by the grace of God, before the end of March, as I've said, that will start. Because I've told the commissioner already that I want to put our paper for it, so that they will send their delegate to come and check and look at the facility there. If you have, in all these PhDs that I'm doing, I have generator there working.
Okay.
Big generator, not all those small ones. And that are good too. We have big generator, we have smaller generator. If they don't have serious issues there, they can use the smaller one. But if there are serious things that they need to touch, they use the bigger generator. So we need to equip all those ones. That was why we put generators in all the PSC for smooth running of the PSC. And everything is going on fine as far as
let's
anybody
look at the human development, maybe poverty alleviation programs
yes.
done, skill acquisition, and, you know, helping the youths to be busy with something, you know, things like that.
The one we did last year, we want them to graduate with those that are starting about 2. Another one will start in Mushi very soon. With our people, they fill the form. The submission is what we are waiting for. After the submission, they will have 9-month courses there. Then another one, 6-month courses at Agege. Because we are collaborating with the state government. to train them. Then when we train them, because we don't believe in just training them and pushing them again to the market. When you train them, you must be able to equip them. Equip them based on what they've learned. So if you do that, you are reducing poverty totally. But if you just train them and throw them to the market again, it's like you are creating another problem. So we don't want to do that. We want to train. When you train them, they will make sure that we have enough cash at hand to equip them, so that whatever they learn, they will go there and make use of their experience, and they will have tools to work with. That's exactly what we are doing presently now. So when they will start before the end of this month, they will start. So after graduation, we want to equip them. So those that were graduated last year, we ask them to wait till this year so that we can have a joint graduation for all of them. That means we'll be having nothing less than 50 youths graduating for next, maybe we'll do it by September after those, because we don't want them to just learn something and go away like that.
And how about the artisans, in the area of poverty alleviation programs?
I don't believe in poverty alleviation of giving money to them.
Okay.
I don't believe it. Train them. When you train them, give them equipment to work with. If you do that, you are not only training that person, you are equipping the family. Okay, because majority of our youth are family youths. I do call them family youths. Many of them are married. Many of them are graduates. Graduate without job. It's like just pushing them to the walls without anything. So basically we are training. Many of them are graduates. That's why they have 9-month courses. Okay, you are a graduate, agreed. But you need to do something. Something that you can use your hand, you can use your brain, and that will give you money in return. That's my belief. And that's what we are doing now. I don't believe in giving them money. The one that will relate to giving them small cash are the women. And we have another department for that, separate department for them. The women, the widow, and the elderly. So those are the people that you can give cash for them to be able to raise what they are selling now. At least. But when you talk of poverty, to alleviate poverty generally, train them, give them equipment to work with. And you discover that many of our youth will be taken out of the street for the betterment of the community and the local government.
On the last note, sir, is there any kind of synergy between your office, the office of the representative at the state level, State House of Assembly, the Federal House of Representatives, all of these representatives, is there any kind of synergy between your office and the offices of these people?
As far as Ikeja local government is concerned, we have central meeting at Ikeja level, where you have all the chairmen, the vice, all the councillors, those in the House of Assembly, and our MHR representative at the national level. So we meet quarterly. Even tomorrow, we are meeting again with the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly to coordinate those within West Senatorial District. So that is a normal thing, and we do it regularly. The synergy has been paying because they too have been contributing to uplifting our citizens within the local government and to raise the bar of our youth. And employment at the federal level too has been coming on a regular basis from our MHR in person of Honorable James Falik.
You've heard it all from the horse's mouth, and that's talking about my guest on the program today on Scorecard. That's talking about the chairman of Onigbongbo Local Council Development Area, Honorable Babatunde Oke. Right now, we shall now go out and speak with some people within this local government to corroborate what the chairman had said. We'll talk to the youth, we'll talk to the women, we'll talk to the elderly. We just want to have a well-rounded information to pass out to you about the activities of this jolly good fellow. So, come go with me.
The high point of our achievement can be classified based on the various departments that we have. But the ones that are of good reckoning include not one but the following. In the Works and Infrastructure department, this structure we are sitting, it's one of the structures we have been able to put together, and we didn't just decide to put it together. We agreed at the inception that 16 years after local government creation, we're still battling with accommodation problem, and we agreed at the ESCO level that the best we can do, one of the cardinal major thing we can do for this administration, is to increase the number of offices we have, and to God be the glory, we have been able to put this together. Aside from office, we have been able to touch some roads. Some are completed, some are ongoing, like the community road, Allen Lane, vis-a-vis Flower Street, are roads that are already completed and commissioned.
It's a grassroots politicians. As a AJ chairman of APC, we need to close to the local government chairman, because we are the grassroots. We need to advise them. We need to tell them what the people need. So we do discuss together for the need in the community. My chairman of this local government do a lot to the people, to the public, and we are still expecting more in 2020.
He's been performing excellently well. He's been empowering us. He's been giving our women so many kinds of empowerment, and besides that, the last council that we did in Lagos State, in fact, he really tried, because when I discussed with other local government women leaders, we are the best.
The chairman is doing the best he could do to make sure there is no gap between the legislative and the executive. I think the chairman is doing the best he could do.